Working 9 to 5 just to stay alive. The 9 to 5 just to stay alive. The 9 to 5 just to stay alive. The 9 to 5 just to stay alive.
Hi everybody, welcome to ROCKit. Once again, today we have a fun, but this is more informative, an informative show for you guys. So today we're going to talk about the workplace. We want you guys to be able to survive in the workplace. We understand that a lot of you are wanting to get out, if you're like myself. And then we understand that there are those who really enjoy going to work, that you like your job. So we wanted to prepare you guys on how to be successful in the workplace. So we cannot go into this show without doing a what would you do? And I'm going to hand that off to the one and only Miss Jenna.
Hi guys. So I caught an interesting article on a Business Insider the other day.
Okay.
And I don't know if many know, but the CEO of Pepsi Cola is actually a woman.
I did not know that.
Yeah, very successful woman in her own right. And she was presented with the question of, can women still have it all? Can we have, our career as well as our family? Because she's also a workaholic. I think many people know that sometimes to get to success, we have to sacrifice much.
That's true.
And a lot of times, even your family has to
suffer.
They suffer
a lot,
and
especially the kids.
Exactly. Yeah. And she is a mother and also a wife. And she worked long hours. And when she was on her way climbing the corporate ladder, she was working, I believe, for Quaker Oats at this time. And she goes into a store and she was going to pull an all-nighter again, just kind of staying there late. But she got a call saying that she'd been selected to become, president of board of directors.
Wow.
Right. So now she's like, you know what? Clock out. I'm going home.
Oh, yeah.
I got to tell the family,
Right.
And she runs in, gets home, and she's like, hey, Mom, guess what? Great news. And her mom's like, yeah, that can wait. Can you go and get some milk for, kind of the kids? And she's like, really? So she runs to the store. She comes back. And she's like, all right, now, listen, that milk. Back to my news.
Right.
Just
like that, right?
Yeah, that's how, I know that's how she said it.
Yeah, okay.
She's like, I just got a call that I'm president of the board of directors now. And her mom's kind of like, okay, but when you walk in here, you're a mother and a wife.
Yeah.
Leave that outside.
Yeah.
Like her mom was not impressed.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you do when your mom's kind of old school and families first, and you run home with your news about success, and she's kind of like,
that's a good one.
I'm confused because I don't know if her mother is kind of trying to teach her a lesson. Like, okay, look, that is work.
Right.
This is home.
Right.
Yeah.
Change the home mode.
Right.
Yeah.
Could be.
It could be even though you're grown, you still learn things. So I'm thinking, like, maybe her mother was thinking like that.
Yeah.
Or, in my case, I would probably be disappointed that my mom is not
happy for me or happy with me. Sometimes you do want people to be happy with you.
Yeah.
And I think that, to piggyback off what you just said, that it's complicated. It's a duality.
It really
Because
is.
I can understand the mom, especially if she's the one that spends the time with the children.
Right.
And her daughter's never there.
Yeah.
Right? So when the daughter does come, it's like, okay, I've been with your kids all these hours, and now you finally get here, and you are not excited to see your children. You want to talk
about work. Yeah.
You just left work.
That's a great point.
So I can understand that, but I think that, the celebration should not
have been the stump.
Yeah. It should have. Her mom should have definitely, celebrated with her,
especially when she came in the second time. Like,
I would have got the milk.
Right.
Here it is.
Right.
So,
because it is a great accomplishment. And most women don't really get to ascend to that level. The board of director, that's really impressive. That's another thing. Sometimes people who aren't in corporate, they don't understand the sacrifice. They don't understand the levels. They don't understand the work. The hardships that you had to go through.
True. That's very
the
true.
things you had to cross over. They don't understand, like, this is history. This is history. No woman has ever done this.
Some people are just completely selfish. Like, she probably doesn't care. Look, I have been home with these kids all day. Being a house mom is hard. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care if you came in
because she can't relate.
She can't relate.
She can't.
That's true.
All she knows is house stuff.
That's true. And you guys gave me a different perspective because, when I read it, I was like, well, I wanted to call my mother. Like, I'll be missing.
My feelings would be
hurt. I would have been very, very hurt.
my feelings
And I
would've been hurt.
naturally assumed that, oh, this mom's just old school. She's just like, no, you're supposed to be in the families first. I didn't really think like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, these other things could have been taking place as well. So that's a good perspective on it.
Yeah.
That's a very good perspective. But I'd still be disappointed.
I would be disappointed
Yeah.
too. And I think, to answer your question, can women have it all? You can, but it comes with sacrifice. And it's definitely going to come with some hurt along the way.
True.
People are going to get hurt. You just have to decide if it's worth it and if you can regroup after.
True. Very true.
Can you regroup after? Can you regain your family
after? Very true.
And time management.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
very true.
Absolutely.
Good point.
Absolutely. So that was an awesome What Would You Do?
Thank you. Yeah.
I really like that one. So we're going to jump right into our topics, and we so want you guys to join in. Like, talk to the computer while we're talking.
Yeah.
We love it.
We hear you.
Yeah, we do. We do. ESP. That's that woman's intuition.
We hear you.
So, how to deal with micromanaging. And it's the worst. Trust me. My first job that I had, and I was into inventory management, my boss's boss was the biggest micromanager. And by micromanaging, I mean, she walks by, your shift starts at 8, she walks by at 7:58 to see if you're at your desk.
Wow.
She walks by throughout the day to see what kind of work are you doing, and then she'll stop and say, hey, what are you working on?
Work. It works for me.
You can see my computer. I'm working on an Excel sheet. Actually, I'm just staring at it, but that's what it.
But you see it
appears.
up.
You see it up.
Keep scrolling.
Yeah. So how to deal with micromanaging?
Okay.
And it's hard.
It really,
especially when it's a woman and you're a woman.
Ooh, yes, it is.
A
lot of men aren't that petty.
They aren't.
Manage you like that.
They aren't. A lot of men aren't. As long as you're
worked
doing
for a lot of men.
Really?
I had one male supervisor, and he wasn't even my direct supervisor.
Okay.
I did too.
Yeah.
I had one male.
Oh, well, I did have a male manager, but by the time I got the job, he left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a male supervisor, and he was a lot more lax. It's like, just do your work.
That's it. Do your part.
Don't stand out.
Yeah.
Just blend so I don't have to hear any crap.
Right. Yeah, as long as you do your job, we're good.
But for the women,
they are on you.
Yeah, I mean, and it was, the micromanaging had gotten so bad, it was to the point where it was like, oh, that's a different hairstyle. And then they started to critique the way that I dressed, and I'm like,
oh, it really got bad for you.
Yeah, that's
crazy. It was really bad.
That's
so
crazy.
One of the ways I dealt with that is, and this is I learned to, I think that's where I learned most of my patience.
Okay, because you do have to have it.
Yeah, because it was like, I wanted to walk. There were so many days I wanted to just get up and quit.
I want to snap.
And I cried many a days. Yeah. Like, that's serious.
Because it does make your day miserable.
It does. Like, I cried on lunch, and I mean, at least 3 to 4 times a week.
I'd have my lunch by myself. Like, I wouldn't even, don't talk to me.
But then that was a problem because they wanted us to interact.
When you team. And it's like, it's hard to do because you're going to critique how I do it. You're going to critique what we talk about, because that actually happened at one of my jobs.
Yeah.
We was told not to talk about a certain department on our lunch.
They'll tell you that.
I'm on my lunch.
That was great. You can't,
I punched out for this.
Right.
I want to talk about this like right now.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that they don't understand, especially for African American women, that I have more on my plate than you do, Sally. And there's no disrespect, but I do. Exactly. I have family issues. When I go back, when I go back to my house, I have to deal with the police harassing my nephews and people. So my life is a lot. It's a lot.
It's
more.
A drastic difference.
Yeah, there's a drastic difference. I don't have a husband, even though I don't have kids, but I don't have a husband to help me out. So I'm doing everything
and everything.
Everything on my own. So, my focus, I may not always be engaged with what's going on. I don't want to go to the company softball game. I'm here. I don't want to
go to happy hour.
I don't drink.
I came to 8 hours.
Yes. I came to do my job, and now I'm leaving. So, how to deal with micromanaging? My advice would be to, start off, and I normally don't ease into things, but start off with an ease. if they, this is where joking for me, because it's really light and it doesn't put the other person on edge. So if your manager walks by and it's like, oh, hi, what are you working on? Oh, just some of the, the projects that you gave me, just an update. Give them, you have to play along to make your life easier.
Office politics.
Yeah, it's office politics. Yeah, play along. Oh, I'm working on the spreadsheet. You know what? These numbers make absolutely no sense. And most of the time, it is.
Because I sarcastically answer you, like, jokingly, too. And, they'll laugh because then they realize, like, maybe I shouldn't have, it's like, what are you doing down here? Are you the water police now?
Yeah, right.
You have to do things like that so they can realize, that you're watching them just the way they're watching you.
Yeah,
I have a coworker who has mastered how to get management away from her desk.
How's that?
Really? Amazing. And I didn't realize what she was doing until, last week, actually. She asked them a question every time about work. It's always about work-related stuff that she never get an answer from with them. And she always bringing it up.
Yeah.
Constantly. And I turned
why don't we have that new Ramco system?
Right, yeah.
Because they can't answer that.
They can't answer it. So they kind of like come over and they talk for like 2 seconds and they hurry up and run away. And I turned around and I asked her, like, you always asking them about stuff you know that they can't do right now.
Right.
That's how you get them away from the desk.
It is. Because it is. And what it shows them is, oh, she's engaged. That's why they walk away. Because they feel like you're engaged now.
Right.
You are asking
now
questions.
You. Why don't you do your part?
Yes, you're asking questions.
Do your job.
Yeah, do your job.
It's almost like a professional cut up to me.
It is.
Like you getting them, but they don't even know they being.
Because you have to do it in a way that you can't get written up.
And a lot of people don't understand that when you go into corporate America or nonprofit, whatever, you have to. There's always going to be that office politics.
You have to play their game.
You do have to play their game. If you want to get ahead, you have to play their game.
But play it to make it work in your advantage.
Absolutely. The political part is making them like you. People don't promote. They don't promote
personality
people they
will
don't
get
like.
you far.
Yeah, personality will get you far. So even though you don't want, even though I'm a witness too, but I'm the opposite.
Can I get an amen?
You know what? Like in my
private job because of my
personality.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I got it
and
because
they know I don't know what I'm doing. I tell them I don't know what I'm doing.
They know I'm just going to do my bare minimum.
Back,
so you make them laugh and they'll get away.
I come in with the jokes.
Yes.
And they miss me.
Yes.
When I'm not there. And they always say, I can't even talk to you.
Oh, really?
Bother me.
See, no, I
got me everywhere.
Personality will take you far.
No, information got me my job. I just, I learned a lot about it, and that's what I talked about. I was bubbly during the interview, but when I get the job, I let them know up front, I am not a social person, but I do work hard.
Okay.
I'll because that's what I do.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not the most social. Yeah. They'll take hard working over social if they had to. And because what I do is I make myself the subject matter expert. So you need me at your company.
Okay.
And it's specifically, because I'm an analyst. So I talk about things that most people, in the field are either familiar with or don't know anything about.
Okay.
So I make myself the subject matter expert. So they need me. I'm not the most social, but I can increase your business by a few thousand using certain tactics.
I do make myself the social one, and that's why I get tired of people talking to me so much. Because then I walk in, I'm like, oh my god,
because I want to set myself up for failure.
Now because I'm telling you, they're gonna talk to you the whole time.
Yes. Yeah. So how about annoying coworkers?
Yeah,
how to deal with
your desk?
There's this one guy who works at my job. I mean, as soon as I come in, I'm like, oh Lord, I gotta.
Right.
How are you?
I think we all have one
and
of
he's
those.
like, how was your weekend? And I'm like, good.
I do the good too.
I don't even ask any questions. Like, I don't say, good, how was yours?
Yeah.
Even though that's what you should do. That's a part of
it
politics.
is,
I just don't do it because
she wants to get away from her.
I
can't tell, but okay.
Yeah, it's hard for us to tell because that's all we do.
Well, that's because when I'm with you guys, I'm in my element.
Right.
I'm in my zone. When I'm at work, it's like
it's a different person.
It's the struggle.
That's true.
Jen is messing.
I'm sorry, technical difficulties. I can't work under these conditions.
Yeah, that's
but I'm the social one. That's how I've made it so long because I am the social one.
And I think that's why I have problems.
But it gets rough. Yeah, it gets rough.
Well, see, that's why I have to. about after a year and a half or so, it's like it's time for me to look for another job
Yeah.
because they're closing in on me. Like they want me
Right.
to be more social, or they talk. Even my manager
You
now.
have relationships longer
Yeah.
than you be at work.
Yeah, that's true.
How long have you been at a job?
The longest.
Yeah.
The longest.
2 years.
That's what I asked.
Yeah, see, yeah,
See?
you do. Yeah.
And that relationship was how long?
Oh yeah, 10.
Exactly.
Years.
Commitment.
Commitment issues.
Yeah, I can't see
career commitment issues.
Career commitment.
because you know what, I have a problem with commit. First, this is my issue here.
Okay.
I am not about to sign on to your job and your
Right.
company and make you all the money and leave
Right.
myself nothing. If I'm
Right.
unhappy, I'm gonna move around and find something
That's true.
that I want to do.
That's true.
And quite honestly, in my head and in my vision, this goes back to knowing who you are and knowing where you want to
And
go.
what you want, yeah.
I know I am not cut out for a 9-to-5 job.
But I think
So
most people
it
should
just
think
is-
that way. I think
It's
most
just
people,
sustaining me for
Yeah.
the moment. So I do what I need to do to
Yeah.
get by. And
Right.
then when I feel like, okay, this is running its
I've grown
course,
enough.
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
go to another job.
Mhm.
Because that is just paying the bills.
Mhm.
My passion is in production. It's
Yeah.
in service and helping
Yeah.
people.
So
So
I can tell because
Yeah.
you're really good at it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you're really
you are.
good at it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're
blushing.
We're blushing.
We are. Yeah. So
that's
that's
true.
my passion. So,
Yeah.
but I have a friend where she really likes going into
Her
work.
everyday job.
Yeah, she
Okay.
said it makes her feel important. So for
See, I
some
don't feel
people,
that way.
they excel when they get up and they go to work and they
Okay.
interact with So it's
Mhm.
just about
Your
who
personal
you are,
preference,
what you want.
Okay.
Absolutely, what
Yeah.
you want. For me, I know that a 9-to-5 is not what
It's
I
not gonna
want.
do.
When I get
Yeah,
to
it's
my
not
desk,
cut it.
I'm like, this job is stopping me from being great.
Seriously.
It's holding me back.
Seriously,
I
right.
had things I want to do. and
Yeah, I can't live behind this
Right.
computer.
I can't do this. Look, I'm here trying to edit this footage for this ROCKit video.
Right.
Why do you keep walking up to
That's
me?
true. We are
What's
working
up?
all day long.
I
Like
know.
we're at work, but we're always working on our
I
own
know,
stuff.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so that's when, but I balance it. That's when
Yeah.
that's why now I do talk a little bit more,
Mhm.
just because I know I'm at work, just doing other shit. So I'm like,
So you gotta get away from it.
Hey, how was your weekend?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
did Sam
Now,
go
see,
skating?
You're gonna have
Awesome.
them on to you.
I'm telling you, they're gonna stop by
Awesome.
every
Stop.
time.
They do. So now
To
they
give
come
you-
back. They're like, oh my manager. She came by and she's like, I saw Think Like a Man too. I'm like, oh my god. You went to She's like, yeah. And she walked up. I'm
She's
like,
so silly.
shit.
Oh wow.
I know. Even my mom's watching it now. That threw me off. She's like, I saw that you called yourself the old one. I was like, you watched that? Like, ma'am, it's your fault, man.
Right.
But, yeah.
I don't want my mom watching this. I know my mom watches it. I know.
I
she
know.
watches
Hi, mom.
it. Hi, mom.
Her mom is our mom anyway.
Yes.
I'm
Hi,
going to her
Mom.
mom's house
Yeah.
after this.
Hi, all the
Yeah.
moms.
Yes. Hi
To
to
get
all
some
the moms.
barbecue.
But
Yeah.
so how about
Shout out for that barbecue, mom.
Yeah, the barbecue was good. How
Yeah.
about people in positions of power that abuse their power?
Oh my god.
Now, that's
my pet peeve.
It is.
There are bosses and there are leaders.
Mhm.
That's true.
Mhm.
I like that distinction that
Yeah.
you made.
Yeah, and the difference between that is because a leader would get out there and help you.
Yeah.
That's
and
A boss
encourage
is
you.
just on you constantly.
Driving
It's a micro-
yeah.
it's a
Do what I say.
micromanagement,
Do what I
you know?
say. Yeah.
Do what I
yeah.
say. Absolutely.
Not considerate at all.
And then my idea of a good employee is a happy employee.
I
If you're
agree.
a happy employee,
You'll go
You
that extra
will.
mile.
You will.
Yeah.
And it's the same as in relationships. Like
right.
if I like you, I'll do more for
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Right. I'm personally happy at my job, so I produce a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm only
Yeah.
supposed to do like 80 accounts a day.
Mm-hmm.
I do double.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
I don't. It
And
don't
that makes
bother
you a
me.
stellar
They don't
employee.
upset me about anything.
Right.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're kind of catering to me.
Yeah. And it makes you want to
And
do
they
more.
should.
Yeah.
And I think that the dynamic has flipped in corporate America.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
want you to come and slave for them for a little,
a little bit of
cost,
change.
but
yeah.
then you want too much. You
Yeah.
want my blood. You want my. I had my boss
Right.
tell me not too long ago, you work really hard, really good, but I need more commitment. to the company.
It's like,
And I was like,
40 hours?
"Ooh,
What more do you?
if you want more commitment, I'm going to need you to increase my salary."
Yeah.
But that upset her. The fact that I brought up salary when
Mhm.
she brought up commitment was an issue. Because, see, what they expect is, I gave you a salary. Now I can tell you what to do. I own you.
Yeah.
You don't. You own
Yeah.
me for these
And I can get
40
anything
hours.
out of
And
you.
that's another thing that people don't know.
Mhm.
Just because your salary does not mean they get to work you 60 hours a
Yeah,
week.
because what's
No.
like 50
Right.
hours for salary
Right.
minimum, or maybe
Yeah,
45?
it's 40 hours minimum for salary. But what they don't understand that anything, if in your contract it says 40 to 45 hours or whatever, then that's what the salary is allotted for.
Right.
Anything extra, they should be paying you for.
Yeah.
If not, they're violating the labor
A
laws.
lot of our managers work off the clock.
Yeah, and see,
Yeah.
it's not about that off the
Messages,
clock life.
emails all the time off the clock. But
I mean,
think
if you're
they
a
do it because
manager,
they want
they
to.
want
Yeah,
to. Okay.
and I was gonna say, and that's the thing. If you want to,
Yeah.
but for me, and I guess this
I'm
is
not
this
doing
is the, and it's all about
I'll
preference.
do it. I like
It's
my
balance.
job. It's cool.
Exactly.
You'll be there
This
when
is
I
the
return.
difference. Exactly. For me, I'm like, who's working? I put in
Right.
40 hours.
Yeah.
You got 42 this week. I'm gonna need you to.
4:29, I'm clocking out.
I need you to move around. Right.
This will be here tomorrow.
Exactly. It will
Clocking
be here
out.
tomorrow. But a lot of people don't know that.
Mhm.
You know that's it. You
Yeah.
if you want
Yeah.
more, then I need you to pay me for my time.
Yeah.
Because you want commitment to the company, but the minute the company decides to downsize or
Right.
you know
They'll let you
whatever,
go.
Yeah.
they will let me go. And then
Right.
what happens to the commitment that I gave
you've used me for everything,
No,
and
I
I'm
want
like,
to.
yeah.
I'm gonna put my commitment to my own
Your
business.
passion. Yeah.
Yeah. So that way,
Much like a relationship.
yeah. So
Yep.
that way, when it's all said and done, I
Mhm.
can build myself up.
Right.
I am the captain of my
Of this
ship.
That's true.
You know. So that's how it is for me.
They
So
teach you that in church.
yeah,
You
I
better
learned
say that.
Yeah.
I learned that.
But another thing that bothers me about the other thing that bothers me about people in positions of power
Mhm.
is those who get it, and the power is what makes them the leader.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
need to be a leader without the power.
Right.
So if you have no following, if whatever office you're trying to assume,
Right.
if it doesn't come with a certain amount of power, you still be the leader that you
that's in
signed
you.
on to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's in you.
Yeah.
But when you get a certain amount of power, all of a sudden, you know, certain people don't matter.
Right.
You show up to
Right.
meetings late, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
we've been here.
Yeah.
And I'm
waiting
all about being
on
punctual.
you.
Yes. Be
What
punctual.
is it? It's
Yeah.
don't take my time for granted.
Yeah.
Don't take my time for granted. I think they get in that position and they feel untouchable.
Yeah, they
almost.
do. Yeah, they do feel invincible. They do
Yeah.
feel like whatever they say goes, and that you're always going to do. what
And
they
that
say.
you need them.
Yeah,
like
like you need. Yeah, you need me.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no, I don't. And that's another reason why for women it is so important. Follow your own dream.
Follow your
And
passions.
even if that is a job, just
Mhm.
follow your own dream
Yeah.
and don't get caught up
Mhm.
in
Trying to
somebody
people
helping
please,
you.
yeah.
Because as my pastor also taught me, what you sacrifice to get, you're gonna have to sacrifice to maintain.
That's
so
true.
if you compromise to get a certain job or you're doing certain things, you are going to have to keep doing that to go to the next
Yeah,
level.
yeah.
I would rather do it on my own. So that way,
Yeah.
when I move, I don't owe you anything.
Exactly.
If you're
Because
not,
people will throw
Yeah,
that in your
they
face.
will.
And didn't even
Oh.
help you do anything for real.
Yeah.
They didn't really do anything
Right.
too
It's like
much.
you passed out 2 flyers at one event, not out.
no,
like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Attitude.
Right.
I get attitudes about
Right.
stuff like that.
Right?
and it's no.
Yeah, they do.
I
They
do a lot on my own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you
You're
have
not
to.
doing me any favors.
Right.
Yeah,
But
And
you know what? My pride won't really let me depend too much on anybody anyway.
yeah.
You know?
That's true.
You
Just
got that
for,
good female
yeah,
pride.
I got that pride. Because I,
No,
wanna
I
be like,
got it.
I don't need you. You
I
know?
have it under control. And then here's my worst thing about the workplace: coworkers who try to be the boss.
Oh my God.
We're on the same level. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you
Now,
to do your job.
yeah.
There's a girl at my job, like, no one likes her. Like, we're all like, hey, girl, you know, but low key, nobody likes her.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
she's that one, she's on the same level as us, like you said, and for some reason she has it out for one of my friends, and she'll clap like when she's coming in, like if she's
What?
late. Yeah, and it'll really tell like our boss. You know?
See, and that's what I don't
doing the most.
Yeah.
That's what I don't
Like,
like.
keep tabs on her.
Yeah.
You know, and
But then there are the sneaky ones where you don't know if they would or would not tell the boss. So you just kind of have
keep
the
them at
best
a
thing
distance.
to do is, if it's not somebody that you trust, keep them at a distance. Don't let them know what you
At
have
all.
going on. Don't let them know your personal
Exactly.
business.
That starts gossip.
Yes, it does. And the office gossip is the worst.
It is. But I do always try to find out, like, so what happened?
I do too. Because it helps my day go right. So I come in like, okay.
I try and stay out of it. I really try and stay out of it. That's probably why I'm the happy employee here.
You
too?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to know. I'm not involved, but I want to know.
Yeah, I'm not involved either. But the office gossip,
I like to know.
It keeps me going.
It's entertaining.
Otherwise, I'll be at my desk watching a movie and looking at spreadsheets like, ooh, what
Yeah,
happened?
I do too. I'll have that TV on.
Reruns of Scandal.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, see, we can't get the good stuff on our TV at work. It's only like CSNBC, so I may be able to watch like
the new,
the news or sometimes I
Oh
can
no,
watch
that's
like
on
some
my
of the
mobile.
regular.
On my mobile.
You know,
on
my
that mobile.
service so whack in my office building. You know?
You're downtown, so
Yeah.
you would think it would be better.
No, I get like 2, and our company won't let us tap on to the
Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi. Oh, girl, I'm on the company's Wi-Fi watching.
I wish I
movies
could.
Like it's nobody's.
I've been trying to tap into even the other businesses.
What's that password? Entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Let's talk about entrepreneurship. So, we want to know some tips from you guys on how to start a business. And we are kind of entrepreneurs in our own right with the ROCKit talk show. So I guess some of the things that I would say, or a few tips I would give for entrepreneurship is, number 1, have a plan.
Definitely.
Have a plan.
Definitely.
Number 2, network.
Yes.
As much as possible. And that's even in the workplace. Even, the boss that you don't like, stop by our office every now and again.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hey, Susan.
Ask her how her mom is doing.
Yeah.
How the kids are.
That's true.
Just because it builds a rapport and it really
does work.
It'll get you far.
Yeah.
So networking always helps. Number 3, being flexible.
Yes.
Learn to be flexible.
Yes.
And that's in everything. Whether you are starting your own business or you're working at somebody else's business,
right,
you will have to be flexible. And then I guess the last thing I would say is sacrifice. You're gonna have to sacrifice to get to the top. Those relationships will suffer. So hopefully for those of you who have husbands and wives and kids, you have a really good support system. But you know what? Big ups to the women that are doing it.
Can I add one?
By themselves.
Can I add patience? Because a lot of times we want things. I know with me, I have
now.
I want it now.
Right now. I want to be rich.
I
That's
want
my
to be
plan.
rich now.
That's my business plan.
Yeah.
But you don't want to work
about
for it.
Right.
You don't want to put in the time to work for it.
And quite honestly, when you're an entrepreneur and when you want to do your own thing, you will put in more hours than you ever would at a job.
And you should, because think about it. You'll spend 10 years working for someone else in their dream. What if you dedicated that 10
to your
own?
Right.
Because I think it's
like
innate.
yourself.
Pay yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, that brings up something really good. So I had a conversation with my friend, and she was talking to me about paying yourself, and she's been mentored by someone that's older, and I think her mentor is grossing something like $300,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
she was saying, talking about the 401k and your IRA, and saying that a lot of people, when they get paid, they don't take the time to pay themselves. They don't pay bills, but they don't put more money into their 401k. So if you put more money, like let's say, I know most companies, they do like 3 to 5%.
Yeah, they'll match you.
3 to 5%, but increase that percentage was a good tip. Increase that percentage that goes into your 401k and your IRA. So if you ever need to buy a house or buy a car, you'll be able to do that because you're taking money out against yourself, and then you're repaying yourself.
Right.
The interest rate is a lot lower. So you're really, you're maximum. It's like equity. You're putting equity into yourself.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
That's how I get everything.
She's our real estate guru.
She is our real estate guru. So, that was really good that you brought that up. I like that.
That's what I do. But
invest in yourself.
I look at my bills. I don't pay bills, honey. I do not pay bills. I just have them on the payroll.
I know
that's right. I like that.
Discover, American Express, MasterCard.
They're on the payroll.
They are on the payroll.
I like that.
Oh, I like that too. You know what? I'm learning something here.
I put myself on
I'm
the payroll first. I pay me first.
Right.
Pay you
I
first.
like that.
Have a savings account, and you know what? Once you have that automatically going to your savings account, you don't even
see it.
You don't
Yeah.
miss it anymore. So
Yeah.
it's hard for those first few paychecks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Use
And
that
then
extra
over
money.
time, increase it. Start off with, like I tell people all the time, especially young people, start off with $10. If you get paid every week, start off with $10.
Mhm.
Put it in your savings account.
Right.
And then over time, if you don't miss that $10, increase it to $15.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're putting away $200 per week out of a paycheck.
Yeah.
You know, you learn how to budget that way. And then
Yeah.
you'll have money in your savings account for things that you need.
Yeah.
So
True.
if anybody, see me and ask me, man, I think Lisa won the lottery, because my whole family think that I won the lottery.
Right. Okay,
No,
right.
I just paid myself.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's all.
I like that.
I like that.
Put them on the
I'm
payroll.
gonna have to start paying
Yes.
myself.
And put
Yes.
your other bills on the payroll.
Let me note take
Right. Right.
And roll.
Because I manage my bills fairly well,
Yeah.
but I don't, and I do things to invest in my future self.
Right.
But I do need to start making sure that I'm paying
myself.
because
Yeah.
the sister be living off faith a lot
Oh,
of the
me
time.
too.
Lord,
Me too.
Yeah,
Jesus,
Lord,
you know.
I
you
need
save
you.
up
No.
over time.
I
Yes.
need.
Yes.
Lord, help.
Right.
Lord, thank you for the gifts that thou
Yes.
hast bestowed upon
Yes.
me. Because
Really?
some days, woo,
Really?
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Good advice.
It's a struggle.
good advice. I like
Yeah.
that. So now let's jump into our tips on how to be successful. So I hope you guys are really learning so far.
Yeah.
We have so much more. So much more. So much more. Oh my gosh. So let's jump into those 10 tips on how to be successful. I'm sorry, they're not 10. They're just tips.
10 tips. It can't be 10.
Right. By the time we finish talking, it might be 10.
It might be.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we are going to hand that off to Miss Wynter and let her.
Gonna let me talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
You're the master.
well, these are my own personal tips that I go by. And my first one would be learn how to take direction. You got so many people that's trying to be chiefs
And don't want to follow. You have to
Right.
learn to follow
Yes.
before you can lead.
There are supervisors and there are employees, and they are in these positions for a reason.
That's true.
So if you don't know, if you're one of those ones, I deal with it all the time. I know my job. I know how to do this. Okay, I understand that. That's why we hired you for this.
Right.
But the company is taking a different direction. We need you to do it like this.
Absolutely.
You know,
And that's a good point. Learn to take direction and being flexible, because a lot of times the company will go in a different
Yes,
direction
they
for
will.
whatever reason.
Right.
They want to increase their shares,
Right.
their profits,
Right.
because they are a business, and if they're public or private, they owe money to the bank, so that bottom line really matters. They will go different
and
directions.
you are
and
on
have to be
their
flexible.
payroll.
That's
okay?
true.
That's
and
right.
the thing is what they have to understand is that a true leader, a true CEO, they never stop learning. So
Oh,
they're
no.
always open to
Yes.
listen to what it is that's being told to them. They may not be able to use everything,
Yeah,
but
but
they're
they have
open
to be open,
listening.
because
Yeah.
things change.
Yeah.
Just think
Exactly. All the
about
time.
when
Yeah.
social media hit.
Right. There were so many
Companies
people
all of
like,
a sudden had to get acclimated to
Right.
what it was.
Right.
Okay, we need a Facebook, we need a
Exactly.
Twitter,
Yeah.
we need a Instagram.
It happened to a lot of magazine companies. I mean,
Yeah.
look at Jet Magazine. They went
yeah,
completely,
they're completely
digital.
digital.
Yeah.
That kind of hurt me.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I like a
A lot of, but a lot of
Oh,
people
my
don't.
geez.
They
It's not
don't
enough.
read.
It's not
A lot of
enough.
people, and that's what I
Yeah.
heard. A lot of people don't really pick up
The
something to
actual
read.
magazine.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then a lot of people don't want to pay for it. So if it's
True.
digital,
True.
It's free.
it's easier.
Yeah.
That you have some.
I think you still have to pay
Well,
for your
you know
digital
what?
subscription.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as much
Yeah, you
though.
do.
It's not
Oh,
expensive.
okay. Okay.
I think the booklets used to be
Well, they look
It's
books
like-
on
yeah,
like $3.
yeah,
$4.
$3 or $4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
I think the subscription is something. It's a flat rate.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
saves you
Okay,
rather
a
than
few
buying
dollars.
booklets every
Yeah.
month.
Okay.
Yeah. And it saves the company too, because they don't have to print anymore.
True.
So
True.
actually, they still making it more, if not the same, of what they always made, even if they was printing, because they don't have to pay anybody to deliver.
Okay,
That's true.
distribution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, a lot of people lost their jobs.
Oh.
Yeah.
But a lot of people gain jobs because now we need everything digital, and
Mhm.
you need to put it out a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't know
I
how
see.
to do that. So
Yeah.
That's
True.
yes. So learn how to take direction.
Take direction.
That's number one. And number two is dressing for the job.
Yes.
You have to dress for success. Okay?
Yeah, so I don't really do that. I'm
Me
not
neither.
the best at.
I look look like
But
a bum.
I think it
I'm
should.
such a bum at work.
I think it builds confidence.
It does. I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I do feel more
Because-
assertive and everything
Yeah,
when I'm actually
when I'm
dressed.
dressed.
Yeah.
On Fridays,
Yeah.
like they give us casual day on Fridays,
And you don't feel like doing anything.
I don't
Right,
feel like
we
doing
have-
anything.
I'm
We have
casual
casual
every
day
day.
every day.
Me
Yeah,
too.
during this summer,
Uh-huh.
our summer hours, we're casual.
Mhm.
I mean, I work better when I'm comfortable.
You can be comfortable. I mean, I'm comfortable in my work clothes. Actually, I'm more comfortable because my pants are so tight sometimes.
Oh,
My
yeah.
jeans,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
jeans are so
That your
tight.
work pants are more comfortable.
It cuts
Yeah.
off my circulation and make my legs numb.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
So my work pants, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Sometimes when we have our casual days and they're like, did you forget? No, I did not forget.
Yeah.
Okay, I like my work pants.
Right.
Yeah.
I like
My work pants.
My
That's
work
my line.
But you know what? That is really good. And then
That's true.
people, because as I said,
Mhm.
my very first boss,
Mhm.
she got on me about that, but she made some really valid points. People
Okay.
take you seriously
Mhm.
when you come
Dressed
dressed
for the job.
success.
Right.
Yeah.
Be groomed,
Yeah.
properly groomed,
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
good hygiene,
Yeah.
don't have
Or,
loud
I mean, not even-
perfume.
Yeah.
Do not have loud perfume.
I
Don't
hate
have
that.
Or cologne.
Got
Yeah.
me sneezing? Girl, what you got?
Got my
And let's
smell that
let's
I'm
modify dress for the job. Don't dress for the job you have. Dress for the job that you eventually want.
Yes.
Because some of I understand some people may be at lower levels and may feel like I'm not important. So why dress for the job you want?
That's true.
So
I
that's a
agree
great
with those.
tip.
I still
I
show
agree
up
with
looking
those.
like a bum though. I'm not gonna lie
Yeah,
to
I
you.
mean I'm
I
okay.
I do. I swear. I look like a total. I be walking around the office in my Converse. Like, how y'all doing? So, we got a breakfast meeting today
Hey,
or no?
whatever makes you work.
Yeah.
Whatever makes
I'll
you
work
work.
at-
Comfort
I'll
makes
my
me work
gym
better.
Comfortable. I like my work pants.
Not being at work makes me work better.
Ain't that the truth? Day flies by.
Tell me about it. Okay.
Well, see, there you go. That goes into number 3. You need to have a positive attitude.
You're right.
Not
Yes,
being at work.
yes. There is
With
power
attitude.
in positive thinking.
Leave your personal issues and how you feel about things at home. They got you on their payroll. You need to have
That's
a
true.
positive attitude.
That's
So
very
I'm gonna
true.
Need you to change
Do they pay
that.
me enough for a positive attitude? They pay me to work. Now, if you want a
I don't
positive
know.
attitude, you have to
listen,
run a
you
phone.
need
said
to
they pay me to
negotiate
work.
that when you took the job. You should have, when they
Could
asked
have
you about your
negotiated that in the
salary.
contract.
No,
That's
when
true.
they asked you about your salary, you should have
Positive
said, is that
attitude is going to
negotiable?
up you a little more.
Is that negotiable?
Yeah.
Is that salary negotiable?
Yeah.
And then, because my attitude needs to be taken in accountability for this salary that y'all trying to give me right here.
Yeah,
that's
true.
true.
That's true.
I did. I negotiated my salary well, but the happy.
It didn't include
The no, that didn't include happiness. It just included work,
Your service.
getting to work, accommodating my
Your life
vacation
around us.
days.
Yeah.
That's what I negotiated.
Well, think
But
about
see,
it.
my happiness is too expensive. I don't know if they could have afforded it. I may not have had
That's
the
true.
job. Now I'll be pleasant.
I am pleasant. I'm very
I'll
pleasant.
be pleasant and cordial.
Mhm.
Okay.
Look, we're all
Okay.
But no, I agree. I agree.
Moment of
Keishana,
silence for our happiness.
No, moment of silence for your positive attitude. Here it
Oh,
is.
let me go.
Here
Let me
it
go in
is.
my
Here
pocket
it
and
is.
get it.
Moment taken.
This is
yeah.
a shame. Next one would be teamwork.
Well, I think we work together well as a team.
Yeah, you're gonna have to compromise
Yeah.
with others from
Yeah.
time to time. I'm not really good with the teamwork type thing either, but if I'm at work and
Teamwork.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a team with you.
Yeah.
Because that's what the
Teamwork
company
is
works.
yeah.
Yes.
Teamwork is fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind teamwork. I like to
Yeah.
balance. It's just
As long as everybody's doing their part on the team.
yeah.
You can't be
Because
expecting players to come in. And,
my director said, I thought about it and I'm like, this is actually kind of silly to me. He said 20% of the work is done by 80% of the. No, I'm sorry, I said that backwards.
80%.
He said 80% of the work is done by 20% of the employees.
Yeah.
And only 20% of the work is not done by 80%. Am I saying it right?
I don't know.
No. I said it right the first time.
Right,
I said it right the first time.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
about
that
right.
sounds
Yeah.
Only 20% of a small amount of employees. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say it again. Only
Yeah.
a small amount of employees, which
I
is
do a
only
majority of
20%
the work.
does 80% of the
I
work.
can agree
While
with that.
you got
Yeah.
80% of the employees only
kinda-
doing 20% of the
yeah,
work.
BS
That's how I
around.
want to say it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it right there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, Mr. Director, man, if you know this, then why don't you just fire this 80% and give the 20% more money?
matters.
Give the 20% more money so they can do the
Oh.
other 20%
Yeah,
of the
since
work.
they're doing it
So we can
anyway,
do 100.
yeah.
They do everything anyway. So
Mhm.
why are we keeping the 80%
Right.
of these people employed and they only doing
You know what?
20% of the work?
We have a guy like that, and he bothers me. I mean, when he comes in, it's like he'll send an email like, hey, coffee run. And then he'll come back, and that coffee run is usually like 30 minutes. Okay, coffee run should take you 5 minutes to go downstairs.
Yeah.
No, he's usually going like seriously like a 30. And then after that, he'll come back like, hey, food time. And that's really how he says food time. Right. Yeah. So then he'll go and take like, an hour or so lunch. Now, we only supposed to get half hour for lunch. He'll take an hour. And then shortly after that, he'll come back and be like, hey, gotta go to the restroom, And it's like,
where are you working?
Exactly. And it's like by the time you factor in all his breaks, he's probably been at his desk 4 hours. And out of that 4 hours, he's still not even doing
the work.
He's probably watching a movie.
Yeah.
Don't talk about people that watch movies.
Facebook.
I watch movies.
She's like, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I still do my
get
part.
my work done.
That's all I'm saying. Do your part. I
get
don't
my
care.
work done.
I don't care what you do as long as you do your part.
80% of the employees right here. I'm that 20%.
I don't know what I am. I do my
I'm an
part.
entrepreneur. So I am not. See, for me.
I'm sorry.
That's funny.
I'm sorry.
That is funny.
I'm back.
She is.
I'm being professional. I'm sorry.
She's being a hater, is what she's
This is my professional.
No,
I do what they pay me to do. I'm not going above.
Yeah.
I'm not going above and beyond, though. But I do my part.
Yeah, I do
You're
my
not an
part.
overachiever? Oh my goodness.
No, they don't pay me enough to overachieve.
Exactly. No, and I don't have the passion to overachieve here.
Yeah.
I overachieve when I'm doing my production and when I'm working on the campaign.
Yeah.
I'm an overachiever.
Yeah.
I'm an overachiever in life. I have 3 full-time jobs.
Yes.
She does work like
2 of
9
which I don't get
jobs.
paid for. The ones I work the hardest on, I don't get paid for. So,
Not yet.
Not
Sometimes
yet.
I feel like
Not
you
yet.
think I'm a job. I think you're a job.
She think we're both jobs. She
our jobs. I'm like, okay.
She think we're
I
dependents.
have to make notes. Like, okay, let me work on this
just
with
messing
them.
with her.
I have to figure out how to say it so it doesn't come out the wrong way.
I just give her a
But
hard time on
right.
purpose.
In all honesty, every day I'm faced with decisions that, for me, I'm learning and determining what kind of leader I want to be.
Right.
So
Right.
It's all a work.
But we think she's a great leader.
That's because I wanted her to do all the work. You're awesome.
I do my part.
That's okay. Because when it comes time to get paid, who's gonna get all the money?
I do my part. I just want everybody to know.
Okay, come on. Tips for success.
Yes.
I'm not motivated right now.
She's not motivated.
See, where's my motivation?
Where's that positive attitude?
Where's my
Right.
motivation?
Did
Did she give us the
She
tip
just
of
told
positive
us to have a
attitude?
positive attitude.
Where's my motivation?
Entrepreneur,
well,
right there.
Okay. Well, I know my part in all of this, and I know what to do, and that would be my number. What number are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Proper training. Know your job.
Yeah.
Know your job. Okay.
Yeah.
And that
Be the
applies,
subject matter
and that
expert.
applies to me because I ask for training all the time at my job because I don't know everything I'm supposed to know.
Yeah.
So
And never
I'm
assume
going
that
to
you
train
do.
it.
Never
Right.
assume
True.
that you know everything.
Right.
Always
Right.
be
There's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
Always
I
room
agree.
for more
Absolutely.
knowledge.
Yeah.
So you need to know your job.
Yeah. No, or at least know the basics. Because the same dude, girl, he was there like 7 months before he figured out how to put somebody in voicemail, girl. Like the call a bounce to, like, hello, they're like, I'm just trying to get in voicemail. And so I get mad. Like, you still don't know how to put people in voicemail? Positive attitude right out the door. I heard that.
Right after.
You've been here too long for that. We're assistants. You need to know this.
Yeah.
This is our job.
It is. Yeah.
It's our job.
Yeah, that's something.
And so my last one would be demand respect. You have to demand your respect.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That don't mean go cussing nobody out.
Right.
though.
Don't go.
That was my next
thing.
thing. How do you demand respect professionally?
You can be stern.
You can be stern,
Yeah.
but just clearly state your views, what you like, what
And be
you do
respectful.
not like, and be
Yeah.
respectful. And you don't have to use every cuss word.
Right.
No.
Right.
You
You don't have to be
anything.
profane. You don't have to be
Oh, you know what? I
condescending.
have a really good example of that. So I told you guys that my supervisor had the conversation with me where she wanted me to
More commitment, right?
commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this was a learning spurt for me because before I'm not really the most assertive or aggressive person, but I have learned to be. That's a
Okay.
trait that I learned.
Okay.
Right.
So when
Yeah.
she came to me and she approached me with it, I sat, and I listened to everything she had to say.
Mhm.
And I said, you know what? I understand where you're coming from. I respect what you said. However, I am going to need this to be a two-way street. If the company wants me to commit more time, then they should pay me for my time. And, and I just had to explain to her, don't talk to me about, committing more time. But then on the adverse, you would say that I'm stealing time from the company.
Right.
Because it's a two-way street. Don't steal time from me if you don't want me to steal time from the company. You have to pay me for my time.
And be very professional.
Yeah, and that's how I did it. I said, be respectful of my time. If you be flexible, if you want me to be flexible with the company, be flexible with me. If I have to work from home on days, then let me do that and don't require me to use vacation days. That's a part of it. When you want me to, show more commitment and more flexibility, I'm going to require the same thing from the company. And we walked away and she understood what I said and I did gain her respect.
Good.
So that's
listening and explaining your views. But I do want to add one more, just really quick, and that's being punctual. Just be on time. I just remember that a lot of people got fired from my job for being late, on a consistent basis. So at that point, they're not even trying to hear what you're trying to say. They want you from here to here.
Because that's what they pay you for.
Right. Exactly.
They pay you for that.
Now, if you want to ease out 10 or so minutes early, I agree with that. Don't you be coming in late.
Don't come in late.
Right.
So those are my tips for success. My own personal
good.
tips.
Those were good.
They were really good.
Those were good tips. Hey, good.
We're growing.
We are growing, and I hope you guys learned something from this too.
And share your tips with us.
Yeah, please do share your tips
What are
with
some
us.
of your tips?
We would love to learn more ways on how to be successful in the workplace. We hope you guys have enjoyed us. We want to make sure that with every webisode episode, you guys are rocking it into different stratospheres, growing, being more aware of who you are and how to grow. So thank you guys so much for joining us.
Have a rocket day.
Have a rocket day. They did that wrong. Let's do a 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.